Hearing the words is faithful, it felt like a voice whispering, I haven't left you, even when you can't feel me, because he's always there, he's always around us.
Can't see grace for what it is until you need it most. God feels so close to us in those moments.
The third hour is here. Holy Spirit appear.
To me proves like that God has knitted us together, like to glorify Him. Literally with every breath that we take, even without us knowing it, we are glorifying God.
With one voice and glorify the risen Lord and King.
You want to have a closer relationship with Jesus, trying to be the best person you can be each and every day. That glorifies Him.
Holy Spirit, do your thing. We might not know how, but we ain't gonna fear.
Not singing that. That is how He feels for us. That is how He cares for us.
Eternal change. Move us today. Holy Spirit, come and fill this place. Move us today. Holy Spirit, come and fill this place.
Hey guys, before we get into this episode, I just wanted to let you know that if you want to check out any of the songs that we talk about today, the new Christian music songs for the week, or our hidden gems, as well as the WinterJam 26 preview, go over to the Third Hour Collection on Spotify, and we have those already in a playlist for you. Just go over there and check those out, and the new songs will be updated weekly every Friday. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Third Hour. We are here again. We got my wife Chelsea, Mariah, and Sean back with us. Super excited to get into these new songs. Before we get started on the new songs, we're going to have a little bit of an instant reaction to the WinterJam 26 lineup that got released. For the ones that have been listening to the episodes prior to this, we actually done a bonus episode where we discussed who we were hoping that would be there, or just tossed around some ideas. So how many did we get right? Was it
One,
No.
two.
I thought one of us say Katie Nicole, or no?
or may have
Maybe.
maybe
Maybe
two.
mention or something. We'll
We
take
won't
two.
be honest, but let's take two. We'll take two until we get correct. So just to let everybody know the lineup, if you haven't saw it yet, we'll start off with the pre-gem. It's Cliff Preston, the Heath Brothers, and Jeremy Rosado, maybe. I hope I'm saying that right. And then as you get into the main lineup, of course, we have New Song, the ones that kind of put it all together. They're there every year. We have Emerson Day, Disciple, Holvey, Katie Nicole, Matthew West, and Chris Tomlin. Just some instant reactions. We can just kind of, whoever has something want to say on it, just kind of speak up. But, we did have the one Holvey, right? So I think we're all pretty excited about that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited about Emerson Day too. So I really like her. So that's really, I like them all. I will say that I felt like, I'm pretty old. I've been around for a while now. I felt like this is like WinterJam 2015. Like it was so with Disciple, and I love Disciple. Disciple's one of my favorite bands, so no knock against them. But the Disciple and Chris Tomlin, Matthew West, and stuff. It's just it seems like it's been a few years since they've kind of been in the spotlight, I would say, of the Christian music scene.
Yeah, they're it's kind of like a throwback feel for sure. And I don't know if y'all have listened to that Jeremy Rosado, or how you say his name. Y'all have listened to him yet?
I have not, no.
I was checking out some of his songs whenever I put that WinterJam playlist together, and he is extremely talented. He's a great vocalist.
You played me his song today, right?
Yeah, I played one or two on the way home.
Yeah.
Definitely check him out. Like, I was kind of I won't say bummed, but I know like the last pre-jam person usually, because it's usually somebody that's up and coming, that's already kind of somewhat made a name. Like last year was SEU Worship. Um, and I didn't know him, and I was kind of wondering when I went to his songs, like they have like one of them has like almost maybe 400 or 500,000 views on it, and I'm like, man, how have I not heard of him? But he's really good. I'm kind of excited about that. And you mentioned Emerson Day. There's even songs by her that I forgot that she had sang, and that the number one song when we were doing the top five, our very first episode was by her.
Was it?
Remember, it was the house. What was it? I can't remember what it was. The house we built.
House. Was that was
It was her, yeah. She was like,
right.
we found like in her bio, we found out that she was like a former Homeland Security agent, and she done something else. She had maybe she played collegiate lacrosse. It was a fascinating like little bio that she had, but I'm pretty sure our very first episode, her song was
that
on
we
there.
actually put out.
Yes, yeah. No, it was the one we put it out. It actually made it, and it didn't get messed up. I'm gonna try to pull it up. You was getting ready to say something.
I was just gonna say, I guess that song I knew by her, but I hadn't really listened to her much. But after they announced the lineup, I started listening to some of her stuff, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I can't find it now, but I think it's like the house we build on or something. It just talks about building, our foundation on Jesus, and it's kind of like a little like anthem pretty much. But a lot of her songs have that a little bit of attitude to it, right? In a good way. Kind of just, I don't know what that one's like. I think y'all sing it in church from time to time, Sean. It's Get Behind Me. I think y'all have done that one time.
We want to do it. We've not done it yet.
You've not done it yet?
That's a great song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. What about you, Mariah? What's some of the artists you're excited for from WinterJam?
Well, of course, I'm most excited for Holby. I think he was one of them that was on our list. So I'm really excited to see him. And then was it Katie Nicole? Right. I like her music too.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about her.
Yeah.
When I first started really getting into Christian music, she was one of the first artists that I like really, really listened to.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I listened to a podcast from her not long ago, and she had like some pretty, I don't know, it was a health struggle that she had growing up. She's pretty young. She's only like 22, I think 23. I want to say that like part of her testimony was in high school. It was something to do. I was trying to pull it up on the spot here, the tablet. She had like really bad scoliosis, and so she underwent surgery when she was 15 to straighten her spine. But it was like it got to the point that it was like really like affecting her. Like she didn't know if she'd even, I think, walk or something like that. They didn't know if the problem was going to go away. Which I don't. Definitely go check it out. I don't want to sit here and try to like butcher it or anything. I'm just trying to remember it off the spot, but it's really powerful. And I know Chris Tomlin isn't like your fireworks and all that stuff that we got with Skillet last year, and it was wild for the kids. They love that. But Chris Tomlin is still one of the probably top worship artists ever. I think in his, I want to say his bio, or I was reading somewhere that I can't remember what the magazine was, but it was Billboards or something like that, said that he is the most sung artist around the world at any given time, because where a lot of his worship songs, like in these other countries and stuff, they're just so well known. So yeah, I mean, it's a great lineup, guys. Definitely go check it out. If you've never been to WinterJam before, it's $15 at the door to get in. I think Jam Nation starts at $39.99, and what Jam Nation gets you is just early entry. Of course, you get a T-shirt. We did Jam Nation last year and got on the floor. Really had a choice of about anywhere on the floor, just it. But Jam Nation Max is obviously the biggest that you can get, and I think that it's $199 or something. But you get to, of course, go and meet Chris Tomlin. You get to meet Matthew West. You get to meet, I think, Katie Nicole, all three of them, I believe. And the Gym Nation, even just the standard Gym Nation for $40. Last year, you got to go in early. When you did, they had a Q&A with the artist, and it switches up every show, so you don't know who it's going to be. But we had like KB, SEU Worship. Is it Micah Tower? Maybe Micah Tower was the ones they got to ask or answer questions from the crowd. So that was pretty cool. It was a cool
That is,
experience.
You
yeah.
also, with Jam Nation, you get to, if you want to go to another show in a different city, you can pay $10 and still have like the Jam Nation perks and go to a different show. So I thought that was cool too.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
especially
cool.
when you had like last year, we didn't get to go to it, but we had Knoxville
Mm.
like back to back almost weekends with Greensboro, and we could have went to both of them, but we didn't end up doing that. But it would have been
Yeah.
we would
We
have
talked
utilized
about it, but we
yeah
didn't do
utilized the
it.
tickets that way. But anyway, we'll get on into the new songs of the week, guys. I mentioned the playlist is out there. We update it weekly on our Third Hour Collection Spotify page. So what we'll do, kind of how we done last week, we'll just kind of bounce it around. Each one of us kind of share a song that touched us. The first one I wanted to mention was Wave Goodbye by Sanson. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. It's Sansone. If yeah, anyone wants to go check that one out. The bio that I had for him, he didn't have anything on Spotify, but I had to go out and go to his Instagram page. He's an artist who continues to push the envelope, reimagining what it means to be a Christian in today's industry. Sanson was born into a reality that would force him to see things he never thought he would, and make decisions he never thought he would need to make. Instead of resorting to anger, despair, or the substances he was surrounded by, he turned to music. He fell in love with hip hop after noticing the vulnerability artists were able to display in their storytelling, and soon after began to write his own. Fast forward to where we are now, Sanson knows his faith and love for Jesus is the only reason he finds himself in the place he is in today. Believing his purpose is rooted in something more than talent, he sees his music as the resource to reach and relate to others while writing for his next project and further developing his sound. Sanson is building the next phase of his career and excited to see where God wants to take him next. This song is just it's a upbeat song. It's one of those that you're just really just jamming out in your head to. This was not part of the songs that I was gonna talk about tonight, but on the way home we played it, and I love that. It's super catchy. And he just kind of talks about just, going through like struggles in life and where I think we kind of get sometimes bogged down by those things and we get overwhelmed with them. And he just talks about how he's going to trust in God and the plan that he has for him. And I think he mentions in it, he's going to trust the process, right? And it's a good reminder when we're going through things like that to just keep our eyes on him. I think it's in a lot of ways like the song you all sang today, Sean, the Lord will provide. Um, just seek his kingdom and have that trust in him. And like I say, that message is just bridged with this hip hop melody that uh, has been really strong here recently in Christian music, with guys like Forrest Frank and stuff. So this is a song that your kids will also love to hear.
So the first one I picked as well, my favorite was God I'm Grateful by Elevation Worship and Chandler Moore. A little bit on Elevation Worship, I know they're pretty popular. They're a worship ministry based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And then Chandler Moore is an American Christian singer-songwriter and was previously a member of Maverick City Music. And he has worked with other Christian artists and Justin Bieber and Tori Kelly. My favorite, I was listening to it and I just want to point out some lyrics. My favorite line was, "Who am I that you keep me on your mind? God, I'm just grateful for you. All my life, you've been right by my side. God, I'm just grateful for you." I just really love the song. I'm kind of in awe, of all the things God has done for us lately, and not just lately, but my whole life. And I think that this song just kind of gives so much gratitude and displays that perfectly.
Yeah.
That,
I, oh,
yeah.
sorry, Cam.
No,
I
you
actually had that one as number one
Did
on my
you?
list too. Yeah. And the only thing like that I could think of it was like, it was one of those songs to me, as soon as I heard it, like makes you want to like kick a door down or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I loved that song. And Ella, this was a song. She wanted me to play it repetitively. She loved this song. And when it would come to the part where it would say, God, I'm just grateful for you, man, she would just scream it in the back seat. And so I love that song. I think it kind of takes me back to last week in that one song where, or I can't remember which song it was, but about how like the best way for me to get in the presence of God is just to say, like, to thank God. And to me, like, this song perfectly captures that. So I love this song too.
Yeah, I've had it on repeat, like, nonstop.
Yes, yes. We listened to it like 4 times on our way to my mom and dad. So she when
That's like the
we
whole drive.
yeah, we kinda hyper fixate on songs, and right now that one's our hyper fixation.
That is a good song.
Yeah.
John, we'll kick it over to you.
So mine, I really like that one too. We were talking about it at praise and worship practice this morning and stuff that we're probably going to try to do that with sittings.
Yes,
Awesome.
please do. I was gonna
Yeah.
say that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I really liked, I think, yeah, let me, hold on, I don't hear my phone here. Yeah, Saved by the Jack Wharf Band. Did y'all like that one? I really
That's
like
number
that.
3 on my list. I loved
Is
it.
number 3 on your list? Really
Yeah.
like that one. Content-wise, that one, Everyday Eulogy, those words
Yeah.
just wrecked me. Because I was, he flips that verse where Jesus says, what does he profit if he gains the whole world, loses his soul? And he says, I want to gain my soul and lose the world. And then later on, he says, Lord, I choose to die to me. That was probably my number one, just as far as the content hit and stuff. That Jack Wharf band, just such a good vibe, and the song, I don't know, it's just that Americana country, like it's really good. I was trying to look something up on them earlier because I think like this is kind of maybe their first really Christian song. Like I know that they've kind of like found faith and stuff, and so they're kind of like a bluegrass country band, like this is kind of them going in this direction and stuff because of, I guess, what God's doing in their lives. So I'm hoping more follows, right? It's not just kind of like a one-time song, but yeah, that was probably right up there. Those two are probably my top two.
I don't know that I remember.
Yeah, we listened to it.
We was on the way home. I listened to so many of them on the way home.
No,
Kelsey's like, I need to listen to some
yeah, I
because
like
she
it.
hadn't decided yet.
Well,
Beautiful.
Well, y'all have already taken like 2 off of my list. Grateful for You and Saved by the Jack Wharf Band are 2 of my favorites. And I want to point out in Saved, the banjo, oh my gosh, chef's kiss. It was amazing. I just loved it. But another one that was on my list that we hadn't talked about yet was Soul on Fire and I'm so afraid is it Geo or Geo,
I
right?
think it's Geo.
I say it.
Geo. Okay. Okay, let me pull up his bio. And Taryn Wells was also in that song. And what I really just liked about that one was it was like the first 3 on our list this week. I thought all 3 of them were amazing. And I just thought that one was just really upbeat. It talked about not looking back. It talks about like refreshing and keeping your soul. God, keep my soul on fire for you. And then one part that I noticed that I wrote down was flow like water, back to the Father, fear ain't got nothing on me. And those lyrics they really stuck out to me. It's because I mean that's what I want. I want the Holy Spirit to just flow through me, flow on me every single day. But I was trying to pull up his about. Sorry, I feel like Cameron has said something about him before, but I
We
didn't
had a
screenshot
song
it.
by him a few weeks ago. He was collabing with somebody else, I think on our second episode or
Yeah.
third, maybe. Um,
Okay.
it was
And
funny
he
that
doesn't have anything in his about. It just takes you to his website.
yeah, it's funny you was asking like how to say how it was pronounced like Geo. Well, it's funny on the way here we were sitting here like how do you say
Good
is it
movie.
Torin or Tur? Like, we were trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
say this. Torrin Wells is the name. I guess it's Torrin Wells. But that is a great song. I was trying to think of the song that he that we had with him a few weeks ago. I want to say it was like the first week that I think Sean was on there with us.
Yeah, I remember it seemed like you guys talking about
Yeah.
Like it was Welcome to the Club because I really liked that. It
Okay.
was like with DJ Michael or something like that. Yeah, that was one of them that was like in my, if it wasn't in my top 5, it was like right there on the border. But
That's
yeah,
what I thought I remember
I
him.
enjoy him too. I also enjoyed that song too, Mariah. I know we're not really ranking them anymore, but I was still kind of like, I made a list of
Yeah.
like the ones that I really like.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I did too.
So that was one of them.
Yeah, definitely. I would say maybe my favorite. My last one I want to talk about is kind of up there too, but in kind of a different type of song. But anyway, This one was Where the Warfare Ends by Amanda Jansen, and I'll pull up her profile. So Amanda Jansen's journey is one of transformation and raw, unfiltered faith. Born and raised in New York, her life took a profound turn at 18 when she first encountered the gospel, a moment that would redefine her trajectory. Surrendering her dreams to the Lord, she embarked on a spiritual and musical journey that would shape her into the artist she is today. Blending raw authenticity with spiritual depth, Amanda crafts music that bridges the gap between vulnerability and hope. Her unique sound weaves together gritty musical textures, contagious energy, and a deep intimacy of worship. Amanda creates songs that resonate with both the wandering soul and the devoted believer. Each song becomes a narrative, exploring the landscape of human struggle, ultimate redemption through an unwavering lens of the hope found in Jesus. And this song, I just thought it was kind of like that, line in the sand moment like when you listen to that. And I think there's a lot of times that we have, especially coming to the faith and surrendering our life to Jesus. Like it's kind of like we're making that decision, and in a way, it's like this is not. I think it's not that the warfare is not going to keep happening. I feel like he's still going to try. Like the devil's still going to try to get at you, but now you have the answer to it, right? You through Jesus. He sees the victory. And I was sitting there thinking today, and it was during one of your all songs you played today too, Sean. It was it In the Name of Jesus? Is that what it's called? In that one? I was sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, and just bear with me. I know this is going to seem like I'm going off on a weird path here, but I had, and I'm not going to get like deep in the weeds here, but there was one of my friends asked me, and we just got into like this fun talk about like past literature and stuff. And he mentioned like Enoch and like the Book of Enoch and stuff, and there's like some interesting things with that. And I think Wes Huff does a fantastic job at explaining the history behind that. And even like in Genesis and stuff that kind of mentions like pre-flood, like kind of how bad things were. And I just got this thought in my head that I felt like the demons and the evil that was in this world thought they probably like had the upper hand at one time. And I feel like, and when I was sitting there listening to this song, I was just like, man, what a moment it was, like whenever Jesus came and died on the cross. And at that moment, it's like all the enemies have to be like, they're still doing their thing, trying to, cause us to stray and stuff. But it's got to be in the back of their mind that like the tomb's still empty, like, that Jesus still came, and I don't know. I know that's kind of like out there in left field. I was just sitting there thinking about that today, and I was thinking about this song, and I was like, this is where the warfare is. It's kind of our declaration, and it's kind of like our moment where we can say, like, through Jesus, like, we don't have to listen to that anymore. One line in it that really, like, stuck out to me, and she repeats it over and over, and it's peace is their inheritance. And I really love that. And I wrote down that, the verse, or I down the verse from John 14:27. It's Jesus saying, "A peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." And I was just kind of thinking of that and pondering on that as I was listening to this song.
I love that.
Sorry, I got out in left field a little bit.
No, you're
No.
good. Yeah.
So my next one is "Oh Come to the Altar" by Chris Lane. And a funny story about that. When I saw it, this song is originally by Elevation Worship, and I really like it by them. But when I listened to it, this kind of has like, well, it's Chris Lane, so it's a country sound to it, and I just really liked it. And I got to thinking, I was like, is that Chris Lane, like country music artist Chris Lane? So I went to his Twitter, and because I was going to see if like he had converted over to Christian music or what was going on. And he actually follows me on Twitter. And I don't remember, I vaguely remember that happening, but I've had Twitter since I was in like 7th grade. So I don't know when that happened. But we were mutuals on Twitter. So I was like, okay, that's weird. But
Maybe you can tag him in the third hour.
no. Well, I thought I had screenshot what he said about him doing this song, but I apparently didn't. And he's not converting to Christian music, but he loves this song, and he was talking about how he just wanted to put his own take on it. And I love this song. I think that the altar is not it's not a place of shame, it's a place of surrender. and I think that this song encompassed that.
I thought his take on his version of that song was really beautiful too, and it just kind of brought a different light to the song a little bit. So I thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
I liked it too, but I think for me, like where it has been done before,
Yeah.
like I was like I listened to a little bit of it, and then I was like, okay, next,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I jumped to
Yeah.
another song, but it was good. It
Yeah.
was a good take on the song.
There's a lot of people that have it's a well-known, or you said, a very well-known song.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is, and I think it's been remade. A lot of people have remade it, but I never really heard it in like a
country
country
sound.
style, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Uh,
liked
it's
it.
different.
in the same country sense, just because we mentioned like a country artist, me and Rusty was talking about this week, and if he was on here, he could have shared it with us. But Drew Parker, if you enjoy that country sound, but
Mhm.
also wanting, you know, the worship part too. Like, Drew Parker is a country artist that had a few big hits and stuff, and now based on everything I've seen, like he's going into be like a worship leader.
Mm,
To my
It's
knowledge, I
awesome.
think he's leaving or country music altogether.
wow.
And his sound is very country. Like, I'm not sure that even going into the Christian music, the worship music and stuff, I don't know that you can't take the country sound out of him.
Out of
Like,
him.
it's just, so if you enjoy that, like, definitely check him out as well.
Well, staying in this kind of country vein, I really like that Anything by that Caleb Capps. I think's
Mhm.
his name. Did y'all listen to that one? I didn't
Mhm.
know him before, and I was looking him up, and then he is. I think he's like he wants to do like country style Christian music, and he's a singer songwriter and husband. So I'm trying to pull some stuff up on him. But basically, the song though is if God can save him, He can do anything. It's just an encouraging song. And it's just a good country song, I mean, just the feel of it, his voice and stuff, I really liked. I really liked that song too. So this one seemed to be the week that had, a lot more of the country stuff. Although there was a couple songs on there by, and I'm sure we'll talk about it probably in a minute, KB and Lecrae and stuff. Like I felt like this week, these for me, were kind of at the top. I really enjoyed them.
And, well, I'll wait. I want to talk about the KB one too. I think about it. It wasn't one I had wrote down, but I had it in my thoughts. I was
Yeah,
like,
me
I
too.
definitely want to talk about that
Yeah.
too.
Well, that was actually going to be the next one that I mentioned was the
Oh, look at
KB
that. That's
song.
just
So
perfect.
So,
that
okay,
works out
perfect.
perfectly,
Good
actually.
transition.
Well, for us, KB is like one of our favorite artists. I feel like it very much like he very much just identifies with like the younger generation, and he's one that we definitely push on our son. Like, not really, I don't want to say we push him on our son, but as opposed to like more rap like of the world, Mason really likes KB. So anything from KB, we love it and we listen to it a lot. And I liked this song a lot. I was trying to look at some more of the lyrics just to be a little bit more clear, but I just like totally unashamed to talk about Jesus. And I like that it started out with like a presidential sound, like a campaign sound, because like what kind of world would we live in if all of these politicians talked about Jesus and put him like actually at the forefront? So that was kind of like what I thought about it. And I really just enjoyed the song. It was an upbeat song. I didn't take a ton of notes on it because I really just kind of felt like it spoke for itself. So, but what did y'all think about it?
I remember there's one line in it that, well, it was a set of lines. It was the way that he kind of arrived and rapped that I liked. He was kind of reflecting and looking back at how long he's been doing Christian rap, like over 15 years or something like that. And,
Mhm.
and he says something about like, basically like he's content with what he's done, and he's like, well, one of his buddies, well, you probably would have blown up bigger if you'd been a different race, like alluding to like if he
Yeah.
was white, he would have probably went further or
Yeah.
something. And then he goes off on a tangent and talking about the only race that he's worried about, and he ties it into like the scripture about running the
Yeah.
race. And I was like, man, it was just cool how he does it. His wordplay and stuff is always just really really awesome. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I liked, well, and there's like that one part too. Like, it does kind of hit home a little bit because we just had the governor election like just a week ago. And it talks with that one line where the female comes in and it says, "My vote is for Jesus to come back."
Yeah.
Uh, and
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
there's another one that he had in it too. And I guess what I thought during it, because he mentions, I'm trying to think of the exact words, but talks about, I guess, trying to be more Christ-like and mentioning that, I guess mentioning that you might face like betrayal too. Like it mentions like Judas in it, and that's the way I took from it, is like that, you know, even Jesus kind of had to face that, and so like in your walk, like you might have to kind of face that too. And I guess he probably ties that in, maybe even a little bit with like the whole political side of things, because everybody's like taking stances on this or that, and people are really like breaking like relationships off because of some of that stuff. And so I think just, in the climate that the country for sure is in, like right now, with politics and stuff, it's a good little song to acknowledge that Republican, Democrat don't matter. Like, we're following Jesus. And so I thought it was great. And like you said, the wordplay is just phenomenal. I saw, everybody knows like NF. I know he used to do like Christian rap. I think now he's just, I don't know what he just has his own little lane.
He's
Um,
clean.
well, it's clean, yeah.
Yeah.
Really touches on like mental health struggles and stuff like that. But he commented or shared something on KB's thing the other day, and was just talking about how the words were just, the lyrics were just great. So that was pretty cool too. And he is one. There's a few dates that Hovey is not going to be at Winter Jam this year, and I don't know exactly what dates those are yet, because I guess prior engagements. And I hope they call on KB to come and fill in.
So you're hoping that they get KB to fill in.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
After seeing him last year,
I would love to see him
yeah,
again. It was so much fun.
I'm telling you, he's amazing.
In a show.
Whenever you can look around, well, you saw him, Sean, last year too, didn't you?
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I don't say, when you can look around and you see like older adults like up in the crowd, like jamming out and stuff too. It's like he puts on a great show. Like, everybody was just like off their feet, jumping up and down, and I don't know, it was awesome seeing him. I'm telling you, he's like probably one of my top artists I've seen, and he had a shortened down set because it was it was Winter Jam, but he wasn't one of them like the top ones. I can't remember how many songs he done, but it was good. And the Lecrae song was good too. With
It was.
was it Akisha or Keisha? I don't know how you say the name.
Yeah, Keisha.
It's an odd name, but I can't remember the lyrics as clear on that one as I can Campaign by KB. But I remember it was good. I remember it has that little note at the top. And we're riding over, and every time, like, because it's just so, I don't know, it just stuck out to you and stuff. So we'd just be sitting there driving, and it gets that part back at the top.
Yeah, Cameron, every time it would come on, he would do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a catchy song.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Very good. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and share my last one. Um, Halloween was last Friday, as most people probably transition from, and I say most, but I think everybody in this group probably did the same thing. But most people went from Halloween to looking forward to Thanksgiving, but a lot of us in this group went from Halloween to putting up a Christmas tree. And so with that same, just feeling there, this is a Christmas song, my last one is, and I kind of shared it with you guys last minute. I actually had heard it the other day when it first came out, and I loved it. And I forgot to put it on the new song playlist, but it is The Moment the Whole World Changed by Danny Gokey. And Danny Gokey's pretty well-known artist, but I'll read his bio. 3-time Grammy nominee, 3-time K-Love Male Vocalist of the Year, Dove Award winner, and 8-time Dove Award nominee. Danny Gokey became a favorite of millions of fans as a top 3 finalist of Season 8 of American Idol. Following Idol, Gokey dropped his first album, My Best Days, and has since celebrated 5 number ones, including his follow-up release of Hope in Front of Me, Rise, Haven't Seen It Yet, Jesus People, Sound of Heaven, and his holiday albums. I was just going to come down through here. Pretty much, Danny Gokey has cemented his place on the radio charts with multi-week, multi-chart topping runs in the United States, Canada, and now Latin markets with the releases of Spanish singles and collaborations. I think that is pretty cool. He does a lot of that stuff too, Spanish sound to it. But this song, like I said, it's a Christmas song. Just talks about the moment that Jesus was born. It's just, like, me personally, Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year. I know like all the joy that's around it with family like stuff and all that. But like the story of Jesus, like, it's one of my favorite stories because I think Pastor Brandon talked about it one time about how humbling it is and that God would, come into this world like that and be a baby and be dependent on, humans to raise him up like that. And it just, I don't know, it just blows me away every time I think of that. And it had to be done that way. It felt like, he had to come in and be sin free and stuff. But I don't know, it's just something special about that. And this song is just vocally, like he's great, but it just really draws you into that moment of like the whole world changing. And I also think to like what the world was probably like then in the sense of like things were going on just like they're going on now around us and stuff. And, just like in a little manger, a world altering moment happened. And like what things could be happening right now, like God's moving things right now, and we probably don't even know. It's just, I don't know. It really stuck with me. I love this song. And I've been trying to convince Chelsea, and I'm still working on it. He's going to be in Greenville on December 12th. Him and Natalie Grant's doing a Christmas thing. And I said, Chelsea, that would be so cool to go out there just for I go nice Christmas thing, um, go and worship and um, have the festive feel too. So, and both of them are legends. Like Natalie Grant's like great too. Still working on it. So, guys, if you want to comment and say, Chelsea, let Cameron go to his, go to this concert.
Cameron thinks that we should go to every single concert that's within 3 hours of us.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
That's good goals. I was gonna say that's great goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, we could throw one day concert. But do you have any more? You don't have any more? Do you guys have any more you want to talk about?
I had one
No.
more, and this was on the worship side. Oh Lord, not done yet. I was afraid I was gonna get the name wrong by the Young Escape or something.
Yeah.
I had never heard of them
Yes.
before.
I like that one too.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's just such a good song. I think there's a line in there. It's like they're going to trust the process even when it doesn't make sense. And it's just like how have that peace in the middle of the storm because he's not done yet. No matter what's going on, he's not done yet. And I don't know. That's just always been a big thing for me. It's like I feel like God is this. He's created this story, and I have a part to play, a piece of the puzzle that I can't see, and I just got to know that he's not done yet, and so just trust the process. And it's just a good song, good vocals, just good all the way around.
Yeah, that was a great one too.
Mhm.
I think me and you talked
Yeah,
about
we
that one
talked
just on the
about it.
way home. I'm going to run through uh, all the songs for this week, and I'll go ahead and include the ones we talked about. So that way, guys, if there's one that we didn't talk about, you want to go check out, here they are. We'll start with Campaign by KB, Soul on Fire by Geo and Torrin Wells, God I'm Just Grateful by Elevation Worship, Chandler Moore, Let God Come In by Melissa Hesler, Jonathan David, Hauser. I don't know how you say that. I should have looked that up. When You Arrive by SEU Worship, Ashton Hayes and Cindy James. Everyday Eulogy by Tima Tope. Creator of the Stars of Night by Sarah Kroger. Lonely by Eccleso. We were that name that's with the Lecrae song. Okay, I can't say her name either, or whoever it is. But Surrounded by Josh Girls, Lauren Gones. There's some rough names on this for someone that can't speak the best all the time. But anyway, Saved by the Jack Wolf Band, Ho Come to the Altar by Chris Lane, Made New by Julian Warman, Anything by Caleb Capps, Not Done Yet by The Young Escape, Forgiveness by Munn, All Falls Away, Ron Stevenson, Where the Warfare Ends, Amanda Jansen, I've Got Joy, Awake 84, Don't You Know, Sarah Payton King, Wave Goodbye, Sanson, Everything You Make, Shoreline City Music, Anna Golden, Rise with the Sun, City All Right, Thank You by Victory House Worship, By Faith by Bethany Music, Eunice, Bloodstained Cross by Sound Chapel, Slow Me Down, Charles Weems, All by Bree, Was gonna say Brie. I can't say that last name. Pray by Mayor Boss. A Beautiful Savior by Influence Music. And The Moment the Whole World Changed by Danny Goki. Whew. So
You did great.
don't have my lack of pronouncing these names, guys, deter you from this playlist. Go check it out. There's a lot of great new songs that came out. There was one there, Slow Me Down, also about made it on mine. It kind of had me thinking about my life a little bit. Just I feel like I'm overwhelmed. It's just like needing to do this, needing to do that. And sometimes I just need to stop and ask God to just slow me down and help me get back focused on him and not of all the things that the world's the things that are pulling me different directions. So,
I got
but
one more question to ask you, Cameron. So that I think it was you said so when you arrive by SEU, right? SEU worship. That was a
yes,
Christmas song. Did you like it?
Mhm.
I did like it. I didn't like
Okay.
it as good as the Danny Goki one, but I did like it. Yeah, there's actually a few Christmas songs that came out this week. And I guess this would be a good place to plug this in. I'm also working, if you want to go, guys, if you want to go like the third hour collection for the music, I'm also working on like a Christmas playlist to kind of throw some songs in there. So if you guys know any um that are there's a lot of great Christmas songs out there, and we all love um rocking around the Christmas tree and, Mariah Carey. But if you want, if you want a few songs just glorifying God and a lot of them tie in, of course, to His birth and that beautiful story. And I just wanted kind of a place that people could go to and listen to that as well. I've only got like 6 or 7 songs on it right now, but definitely go check that out.
I've got a couple of songs. Maybe we save that for a topic for like next week or something. Talk about some good Christmas Christian songs. I
Yes.
mean, it is it is about his birthday, so
It is,
Yeah.
and there's one on there on down the road. I don't know when it's gonna be, but probably closer in December. That's gonna be my hidden gem. I won't spoil that yet, but it is one of my favorite songs. Period. Like it's just I love it, and for whatever reason, like it never really like it came out last year, but it never really caught on. I don't know. It wasn't a single, I guess.
and it's a Christmas song.
Yeah,
You're not gonna tell us what it is?
no, I can't tell right now on air.
Yeah, don't tell it. Well, yeah, because then it gives away the hidden gem. You can't tell it.
Yeah, I can't tell it. Yeah, it's just build suspense. So, but
You
yeah,
can send
it's
it in the group chat though, right?
Yeah.
well, not yet.
Beforehand. Send it before.
Yeah, we'll get a little closer to it, but it's a great song. I think that it would be a good song. I don't. It may not be like a praise and worship song, but it would almost be a good song to even throw in like on like for the worship team on a Sunday. I think it paints a very good story of
You keep
everything.
looking at me like I know what it is.
No, I'm looking at you because I know it's eating at you to
It
try to
is eating
figure it
at me.
out.
'Cause he keeps looking at me like I should know.
No, I'm looking at you because I feel like you're looking at me like I know it, don't I? That's what the look I'm getting from you.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of my favorite portions of the episodes we've had here recently is our hidden gem, 1433 gem segment. Guys, if you haven't listened to the songs or watched episodes prior to this, I would encourage you to go back, if anything, even just find this section of it. Whenever we talk about the hidden gems, me and Sean, we introduced the segment in the first episode that Sean was on with us, and from the first selection of the hidden gems, they've just been unique. But I just think that they're so powerful, and once you like kind of go in eager and curious like that, like it just I don't know, it just connects with you in a certain way, and I really feel like all the songs have touched us in such a big way, and it's been really fruitful to like, just hear people express that. Um, you know, you shared yours a few weeks ago, and people have just kind of shared how that made them feel, and there's just something to this segment. It's not that the new songs have been great, and I heard a lot of people just talk about how much it's helped them finding new music, but these like you really get to see the heart behind the choice. So with that being said, it's Mariah's turn tonight, so we're gonna kick it over to her, and you have the floor.
All right. So I chose this week's hidden gem to be In the Room by Forrest Frank. And I just love this song. I originally heard it on a TikTok and it wasn't even a TikTok. How it came to me, like I have no idea. didn't have a ton of views or anything like that. And then I looked it up and it was immediately like I was thrust into like the presence of God. Um, and it's a praise and worship song, but it's also just kind of like puts you in the feel of like everyday life. Cause I think that some people, and myself included in the past, like, you experience God in church on Sundays, right? He's also with us. Like he's in the room right now with each of us, right at this
Yeah.
very moment. And that's what it really talks about is, it talks about pretty much God meeting you where you're at. So, the opening is like if you're hurting, I know someone who heals your wounds. It talks about if you're feeling ashamed, like if someone knew all these things that you've done, would they look at you the same? And I know like I know that Chelsea knows probably everything about me and she doesn't look at me any differently. Thank God. She's a great friend. But, if there are people out there that like, if they knew all that I've done, they would probably look at me a lot differently, look at me differently. And God just, he doesn't. And this song, it's beautiful. And it takes me to where, if we think about God being with us every single day in the mundane and doing the dishes, like I hate doing the dishes. I hate folding laundry. But if like I invite God into that, or if I'm like literally picturing Jesus here beside of me in the room folding laundry, it somehow makes it a little bit easier to do all of those. And it's such a beautiful song. And every time that I hear it, it touches me. And it, like I said, it just really feels like I'm just like thrust right there into the presence of God and like just to worship him. Like, God, you're here right now. Like, all of these stresses, all of these triggers that I'm dealing with right now, and you're with me and you're making it all right in your perfect way and in your perfect time. It's just a beautiful song, and it's slow and it's peaceful, and it's just a really great song. Have you guys had the opportunity to listen to it yet? I know I let Cam and Chelsea listen to it when we were coming back from Brandon Lake's concert.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
did.
say like it's different from how you think of Forrest Frank most of the time,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it it does it makes you kind of just take a breath and to really think, man, Jesus is here. What you were saying
Yeah.
just now is a really cool way to describe it. It's like if you realize like he's in the room when you're folding laundry or doing whatever menial task or whatever it is, that you're doing or whatever, just he's with you. Or if you're going through struggles or whatever, because it talks about like in the song, dealing with wounds and things that you have, right? So
Mhm.
no matter what you're going through, what you're facing, or what you're trying to overcome or deal with, Jesus is in the room, and
Yeah.
let's let's acknowledge that. If you do that, like that's setting the stage for good things to happen, right? And it'll change your whole attitude sometimes. Just that, just realizing He is in the room. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. When you say it's a slower song, it's not what you normally think of when you think of Forest. But
Mhm.
it's good. It's a really good song.
Yeah, just like you all said, it is a slower song by Forrest, and I think that because it's so different than all of his other stuff, I feel like it's just so much more impactful. And I would
Mhm.
love for him to put more stuff out like that because I
Mhm.
I love that song. I really do. And I had
Yeah.
never heard it until you introduced it to us. I didn't even know he had that song out. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Few things. One, Forrest actually, like last week, I think we listened to it, had a sit down with the church that he had, I guess, attended or out of college. The church that he kind of just dedicated his life to
yeah.
Jesus. He had a story that kind of went with that, and I don't want to get into all that. So people can go check it out and listen to it, because hearing him talk about it is just it's great. But this album, I was sitting there looking at it, and I was wondering, like, man, how have I not heard of it? So it's the Child of God 2 album that came out. Child of God 1. A lot of people don't know is that he actually had this fallout type thing with his previous label. So he's independent now. So what ended up happening was that I was trying to think, he had signed this record label deal earlier in his career, right? Well, then his songs started popping off, and
He signed it before he was a Christian artist, right?
I think so. He may have. I think it might have been before he was a Christian artist. He had signed it really early.
Yeah, I
And
think he was with a band, was he? Or not like I don't wanna say a boy band, but it wasn't just him, was it? It was
yeah,
like
I
he was
think
with
he
a group.
might have been with somebody else.
Yeah.
And he even had like I think a single or something that he had this moment where he switched over to Christian music. Well, he kind of shared it with I guess his record label that he was going to do that. He was going to go over, and he thought it wouldn't be no big deal. And then one day he like I guess just like woke up and realized that he didn't have any of his songs anymore. Like all the stuff that he had been working on or the songs that he had, they wasn't under his I guess profile or whatever it was. So like the record label came and like claimed all of it. And he had thought about fighting it in court. And the lawyer said that we could probably get access back like with everything, probably back in a year or two. It might be a little bit of a process. And he kind of shares the moment that he had with God and just how he felt like in that moment that it would be more beneficial to just honor God with like because the next album he had to like the next album he made had to still be under that label. And he could have fought it, he could have been mad at him, and it could have hindered him from putting out new music or whatever. But instead, he decided I'm gonna turn or let God turn this into something great. And he said, I'm going to try to put together the best album glorifying him that I can. And it'll go under them. Money might go to them, but I'm going to use this to glorify God. And, of course, like him sharing it and stuff, it's just really impactful. But this song in particular, I was sitting there like looking up the lyrics to it. And even when I heard it, like, Forrest he has this unique gift to reach youth.
Yeah.
He has just been so impactful in our youth right now in the country and around the world. And reading the lyrics and listening to the song, I just feel like it's kind of like him. And in my mind, and it doesn't have to be exclusive to youth. In my mind, it's him talking to like a non-believer. But I just know how many youth have been listening to this. I picture like a youth, somebody young listening to this and going through being ashamed, being afraid, and he's telling them like there's somebody in the room, like you can call on him. And like in the chorus it says, they couldn't keep him on the cross, they couldn't keep him in the tomb. His name is Jesus and he's here in the room. And as it goes into the second verse, I think it's the second verse, he asks you, do you feel something's changed? Like
Mhm.
he's called your name. And so it's like a conversation piece even.
Mhm.
And it's just beautiful how it goes even into the bridge, and in that moment, it's more like he's talking to God, like, "I know you're here, I can feel the atmosphere changing," and so that to me, that's what like, when I hear it, it just puts me in a place of him, the listener, and the Spirit of God, like, all they're kinda communicating and him just sharing that, and I know that his music has really been the Spirit has really led him to put out music that have really connected to a lot of people right now. And
Mhm.
and I think because of that, he's also been under a lot of fire and stuff. But based on just everything that I feel like, I feel like he's just been really great for the kingdom. That God's really using him in a lot of amazing ways right now to get people like I said, sharing his music, doing the dances and doing all that. But this song, Mariah, is just it's a beautiful song. It may be like maybe I'm almost my favorite one by him already.
Yeah, I feel that way too. It's definitely my favorite. The second I heard it, it's just like it stays with me, and I feel myself like throughout the day. I'm just like, I know you're here because the atmosphere is changing. I know you're here because all these strongholds are breaking. Like I just think about it all throughout the day, 10 times. Just thinking about him being there with me, and it's just it brings comfort. You know what I mean? No matter what, that he's there with us.
I know. I think I mentioned this on last week's or maybe it was the week before. Um, but George Janko, he does like a podcast, and they have a lot of conversations of faith and has a lot of guests on. But he had Forrest Frank on a while back, and he was just kind of jokingly talking about how at first he wasn't sure about Forrest because he didn't really know him, but he knew, how he was taking off, I can't remember the exact conversation, but he admitted like he felt guilty for judging him a little bit before he really got to know him. And he said once he met him, and then you can watch like the episode that like when he speaks, he'll very it's very often he'll just close his eyes, and it's like he just really just like seeks God like almost before he tries to say something. But he
Yeah.
really just like he stops for a second, breathes, and just like closes his eyes and tries to just reach out to him, and then he tries to speak. And I'm not saying he's perfect or anything like that, but you can just tell like he's like seeking after God's heart. And like I said, he's got a lot of songs that, like I said, the kids love, and we can do some dances too and stuff like that. But this one in particular is just so personal, I feel like, and can definitely touch you in a different way. But thank you, Mariah, for sharing that.
Yes.
Definitely, guys, check that song. It's already on the 1433 Hidden Gem playlist on the Third Hour Collection. Check it out. Check the other songs out. We will be trying to record another guest episode this week and try to get it out for you guys. We love all the feedback. We've gotten some comments and stuff. I didn't get a chance to tell Rusty, but we had somebody comment on his real thing that we posted. I think it was on YouTube, a YouTube short, and it was just I think it was a lady there just talking, sharing a little bit about her faith and stuff. Maybe some of the things that he had said. So we love hearing that, guys. Like, it really like it helps us, and we pray that like some of these songs will touch you and help you guys as well. Just get in God's presence, um, just to magnify and glorify Him. But do you guys have anything before we hop off here that you all need to say, need to share? Good. All hearts and minds
Not for
are
me.
clear, I guess.
Clear. Yeah.
So, but yeah, guys, just like I said, uh, thank you all for the support. Just like, share, subscribe. If you haven't followed us on everything yet, we have the Facebook, we have the YouTube, we're on Spotify, Apple, Instagram, and we're half on TikTok working on it. Sometimes she forgets, but we're working on having a TikTok thing too. So definitely follow us on all the socials. And if you don't care to share it and see where it goes, and just continue to pray for us. So I guess until next time, thank you guys.
See y'all.